So just my luck, a guy fleeing from the cops goes down the side of my rig, crashed back there. Now I got a tire I gotta take care of. I don't know if I wait for the cops to come up. So, on the way down here, I was involved in a high-speed pursuit by accident. So, I'm going down the expressway, and literally I'm seeing cops everywhere on the side of the road, like at the exit ramps. And then I see one cop with the nail strip thing that they throw out. Well, I actually thought he was putting it away. So I'm like, well, whatever happened. And then I pass a weigh station, and I see two cops are facing me with lights on, and I thought that maybe they wanted me to go in the weigh station, which, as you know, with an RV like this, you never go in the weigh station, you just keep going. So I go, and maybe 15-20 minutes later, I'm passing cars, cruising down, and when you're passing cars, obviously you know that you're looking in the right lane so when you can get over. So I'm looking, waiting to where I can get over. I glance in the left in my mirror, and I'm in the fast lane, and there's a freaking Durango like next to the toter in the median. And this was one of those areas where they got the poles with the cables through them, like halfway in the grass, halfway on the berm of the road. And like, oh shit. And I look in the passenger side, I still can't get over, there's cars there. And that's when the guy loses control. And it was exactly like the movie. So I'm looking in my side view mirror, I watch this Durango go whip, whip, whip back and forth, and then start to spin, and it freaking hit, like, it started hitting there, it glazed there, and then it like rammed straight forward into this tire, and came there, and then spun off. And in the side view mirror again, I'm seeing down the side of the toter, and I'm seeing tail lights, headlights as this thing's spinning with sirens behind it. And I'm like, what the hell? And I think I'm just going to keep going, because I think that like he just glazed me or something. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep going, and I don't want any part of this. And then I noticed my tire like hanging out, and I'm like, well, that sucks. So I pull over. Expressway's closed, so they shut down the expressway. The Durango's sitting back there with 30 cop cars by it, and cops with guns drawn on the car. And I'm a quarter mile down the road on I-75, no cars, like literally it's blocked off. And obviously I'm assessing my damage that I have to deal with, and more worried about that. So it took a while before I walked down there, because nobody came to me, they're all down there. Finally I walked that quarter mile down there, and I'm like, and they said they'll come down or whatever and check it out, but they told me that they'd been chasing that guy mile marker 68 in Kentucky. It was mile marker 25 where I was at. So for 40 miles plus, this guy was on a high-speed chase with the cops chasing him. And my luck is that the whole event ends at the toter. And luckily, whatever, Bushiers was able to get a leaf spring for me. It actually broke the leaf spring, so my axle was in there crooked, rim broke, and I pulled off the expressway in the parking lot of a Mexican restaurant to take it apart. Bushiers was Chattanooga, he found it, brought the stuff back, but we got her fixed up, and I was supposed to be in Chattanooga about 4:30 in the afternoon. I made Chattanooga 1 a.m. and then got up to come here for last night getting here. So that's the true story. But let me tell you the better story. The better story is that I saw these cops on the side of the road, and I knew that there was a high-speed pursuit going on. I saw the guy with the nail strip, and I'm like, sooner or later that car's coming this way. And so as I'm going down the expressway, and I'm sitting there minding my own business, I see what I think is the car. And then I see the cops right behind that Durango. So then I do an evasive maneuver with an 80-foot rig, and I swerve, and I trailer whip the dude into the guardrail, spin him out, end the pursuit. The cops all come up to me, high-five me after they got the guy arrested. They gave me one of those honorary badges or whatever. I think I'm Kentucky State Police now. It was insane. And they said they've never seen anybody do that with anything like this. So that's the fabricated story, but it sounds pretty good. But either way, it literally was like a movie as I'm watching in the side view mirror. Like any of those movies, like I saw it live. But damage minimal for considering what happened, and Everybody's like, whatever, like, why are you not upset? And it's like, shit happens. Like, it always could have been worse. And luckily, that was it. Car's fine, trailer's fine, everything's good. A leaf spring, a tire, and a little tin work, and she'll be back to perfect. So that's the story of the ride to Florida. The rest of it, uneventful. All right, now let's get on to drag racing today and testing at the track.
We had this apart 2 nights ago because we smoked all the clutches. That was a fluid issue, pressure issue. So while we had it apart, we air checked the forward and the direct drum, and the intermediate for that matter. And we saw a little bit of a leak in the direct drum, the outer lip seal, but I didn't think it was bad enough to warrant taking the drum apart because we didn't have the tools. It's got incredibly stout springs in it. So we put it in hoping that it would, you know, we raised the line pressure. We got 300 pounds of line pressure. That was either going to seal the seal or it's going to blow it out of the drum. It may have blew it out of the drum. It may have been cracked or bad. So it lost 100 pounds in third gear, in high gear. So we're not going to take the chances of hurting the clutches again. So we got a guy down the road that's got the tools to change it, and the seal's in stock. So they just ran the drums to him. He's got the stuff to air check them, and we can actually see. It's just a bad chain of events. There's nothing wrong with the transmission. It's just that we've been doing stupid things to it.
Somebody let the bypass closed, started it up, so it got, who knows, all the fuel pressure and nowhere for it to go to. So it had to find a weak link. So it did push out the injector O-ring. That was the weak link, but not smart on Tom's part. Alright, so we got a leak on this fuel line. Don't know if that's when I overpressurized it or not, but luckily got the buddy Cletus down the street, two doors down, so we can come recrimp this and maybe make another one and hopefully get this thing running. So what'd you say it was supposed to be to?
9:25 to 9:37.
Yeah, 9:30. Ooh, 9:44.
Yeah, that's a little. I don't know how to release it.
I really don't know how to use this thing at all.
Where's Aiden at?
A 10. So for a 10.
Can you see me? Did you answer FaceTime?
Yeah, I can. It should be a 22 millimeter.
Okay, FaceTime didn't work. Was smoke supposed to come out the inside? Did you see that?
Yes, they do that.
Is this like electronics? If you let the smoke out, you're really in trouble? We can give it a shot. Now we'll see if we can at least go down the track once today. Well, and I know too, like, more than likely I was not buried in the foot because whatever, it's like that first pass, it's like,
Right.
It's always just like, I just wanted to go forward and then
Right.
launch the car on the track. So that was it. I mean, a calamity of events that happened with us. I forgot to, there's a bypass on the regulator that I close for the street so that I don't bypass any pump gas into the race tank. So with that, I always keep that closed. Well, I'm getting everything ready today. I left that closed, started the car up on the mechanical pump. So all that pressure had nowhere to go. So it found the weak links. And I say links because first it was an O-ring, popped out of an injector. Replaced that. Then put pressure on it again. And then actually one of the crimp fittings was leaking around the crimp. Screwed with that for a while and then ended up going and actually compressing it more at Cletus' shop and getting it tighter, put it on there, still leaks, so then made another one for it. Also noticed an O-ring on the driver's side. It came out during that same thing, put that together. So finally got all that stuff together. Got Greg familiar with the PC because he's helping me tune this week. Lives down here, Greg Powery. And so that was it. We got everything running in time to go up there for the very last test, which the whole goal was just strictly to launch the car and make sure. Fresh motor, everything back together. We started up to load it in the trailer to get down here, so we got that part done. Here we are. To me, that's a success for the day. So tomorrow we get a couple test hits with it. We'll lean on it a little more and see where we're at with stuff. But like I said, Greg's here to help on the short time. We're doing all 8th mile at this event, so it's a little bit different because I usually make up for everything in the back half. So here I got to be good on the front half. So 7 drag and drive cars. We had 9. Schroeder testing 2 days ago, kicked the rods out of his car. That put him out. That really sucks that he's not able to participate. And then we had another guy had a personal issue that wasn't able to make it. So we've got 7 cars that are participating, and basically we're doing a chip draw deal. So I mean, everybody's got a chance to win this thing. Pull a chip for your pairing. A win's a point, a lose is a 0, and whoever gets the most points at the end of it. So we're doing rounds of racing. Rounds of racing starting Saturday night. We're doing qualifying tomorrow. I think we're doing 2 qualifying. Saturday we're doing qualifying, and then we're leading the True Street Cruise on Saturday afternoon. So we're leading all the True Street cars, NMCA True Street cars, taking them on their 30-mile cruise, and then we're hoping to hit a barbecue restaurant and have lunch on the way back with us. They come back and they have to hot lap it and everything, but we were able to get our cars converted from street mode to race mode, and I mean, just really down here showing the Sick Drag and Drive event, part of this whole thing, and I mean, come out here.